Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Pratyorma mritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Lord Krishna, the embodiment of bliss, who came to establish dharma and punish the wicked. Let us pray to him to lead us from unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. We have been studying chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, the yoga of knowledge and realization. We are almost coming to the end of this chapter. Lord Krishna has revealed here in very clear terms that he is the cause of the whole universe, the creator of the whole universe. The whole universe has manifested from him, and he could bring this creation by his mysterious yoga maya. It is through maya we are all deluded in this world. And the task is we should go beyond this maya to realize the divine glory of the Lord. So he says in verse number 25, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavrataha mudoyam navijanati loko mamajamavayam. So here Lord Krishna says he is veiled by his divine maya. So on account of this divine maya, he is not revealed to all. So this deluded world does not know me as the unborn and immutable. Here, the deluded world means people who are totally entangled in this worldly affairs. 100% they are involved in this world, thinking that world is everything, thinking that world gives happiness. But in reality, world is not able to give happiness. And there is not the purpose of this world to keep everlasting happiness to you so that you may be always hugging this world. No, that's not the purpose of the creation of this world. The purpose of this world is to disentangle yourself from the distractions disturbing your mind, and turn towards the source of everything, the light of lights, the soul of souls, Paramatman. So, this world is purposely created by the Divine Lord. As has been said many times, that is because this game of the world should go on. Game. So varieties of people, of varieties of temperaments are there. And what is this Maya which the Lord is veiling himself? Mysterious Maya. And this Maya constitutes three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. So, sattva, rajas and tamas, these three in different combinations create all these infinite varieties in the world. So in a way, this world is called Trigunatmika Jagat. So, we are all under the influence of gunas, either sattva or rajas or tamas. Some people have more sattva, less rajas. Some people have more tamas, less rajas and sattva. Like that, varieties and varieties of people, permutation, combination. It goes to infinity. You can't count. So, what Sri Krishna wants to tell here is that though you are having all the faculties to reach the divine abode, still you will not be able to do that because you are under the grip of the Trigunatmika Maya. And because of being pulled by the gunas, mind becomes tainted. It becomes impure. The mind is generally compared to mirror. Mirror should be thoroughly clean, spotless. Then only reflection will be 100% clean. But if the mirror is covered with dust, it will be hazy. Many times you will not be able to see reflection at all. So the impurities of the mind are like that. They cover up. The clean mind, they cover up. As long as these impurities are there, you will not be able to understand or realize the glory of the divine. So, what he is telling here is, those who are not devotees and those who are not qualified because of the impurities of the mind, they will not be able to recognize me. That we have seen in the story of the Mahabharata, how Duryodhana looked upon Krishna. So for him, Krishna was an ordinary person, though Sri Krishna was the Lord of the whole universe. Same way there was another person during Sri Krishna's time. He called himself Poundrak Vasudeva. He began to imitate Krishna. I am real Krishna. The Krishna in Dwarka is fake. Like that he would begin to talk about. Finally he was crushed. So, the Yoga Maya by which I am veiled, and on account of which people do not recognize me, is mind that is subject to my control. So he is the Mayadhisha, but he is not the slave of the Maya. Maya is Lord's servant. It is completely under his control. It cannot obstruct my knowledge, the knowledge of the Ishvara, of the possessor or wielder of the Maya. Just as the glamour caused by a juggler, Mayavi, does not obstruct his own knowledge. Next verse, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mantu veda nakaschana. And here Shri Krishna says, though the creation is infinite, innumerable beings, He knows them all. God tells that He knows every one of us. In what manner? He knows our present, He knows our past, He knows our future also. Past, present and future, all the three states the Lord knows. But no one really knows me, Sri Krishna says. So to know the Divine Lord of the universe, it requires special purity in the mind, and one must have very unshakable viveka, discrimination, and he should be very determined to pursue the spiritual path. Then only it becomes possible. But people don't exert like that at all. They don't even believe to begin with. Unless you believe the existence of the divine, how can you start spiritual life? Once you start believing the divine, it follows that you must cultivate devotion to God. That means your life must be led in such a way that you are rising from purity to purity. And you should be engaged regularly with japa, meditations, and doing swadhyaya, parayanam, various types of spiritual sadhanas are there. You can do, in fact it should be done. The point is, all these things will help us to keep the mind pure, and you must somehow develop liking towards God and spiritual life. Once that liking comes, then everything will be okay. And God gives us so many signals in life. So many things happen not according to way we want. They happen. And people are going through lots of pain and pleasure, alternately, and become totally wreck. They lose all their mental power, physical power, everything goes away. And the higher ideas can never come to them. That means the intellect is totally blunt. Totally blunt. So with a blunt mind, with a blunt intellect, you can't achieve spiritual success. So we have to give importance for the disciplining of the mind. We have to take full control, not 50-50 like that. Every movement of the mind I should know, where it is going, why it is going, what for it is going, etc. That means it should go with my permission. Not that you should run after the mind. Like that, you must direct yourself. And then only it is possible. Otherwise, it's too difficult passing through this pain and pleasure. So that is the nature of the world. It can never give you permanent happiness. The moment you feel a kind of happiness, it is gone. But that is not true with respect to the divine vision. If you have the vision of God, it stays with you and will be ever happy, ever peaceful. So Sri Ramakrishna, how he was cheerful after his realization of the Mother Kali, all the time he was cheerful. Cheerful combined with peacefulness. Perfect state. He will always say, I am the child of the mother. He would always suggest us, have this attitude. Think that you are the child of the Divine Mother. Then surely Mother takes care of everything. In order to do that, you must really be well established in our ethical and moral values. How we conduct our daily life is very important. Very, very important. Ichcha dvesha samuttena, verse number 27. Dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sargeyanti parantapa. All the beings from their very birth, Arjun, they are deluded by the spell of the pairs of opposites arising from desire and aversion, likes and dislikes. These are the root cause. Likes and dislikes. The famous commentator Gyaneshwari, very fantastic comments on Bhagavad Gita. It is published, Gyaneshwari it is called. There are about 2-3 volumes are there. Referring to this verse, it says very nicely, egoism and body were attracted towards each other. Egoism and body. So, because of their attraction coming together, a daughter called desire was born to them. How nicely they explain. Well, when the daughter, that is desire, reached maturity in love, she was married to hate. To them was born a son called duality veil. The child was brought up by his grandfather egoism. He was always opposed to resolution and refused all discipline, and grew fat on the juice of yearning. Intoxicated with the wine of dissatisfaction, he disported himself with passion in the pressings of objects of sense. He scattered torrents of doubt on the pathway of devotion, and opened up the byways of wrong action, whereby creatures are deluded, and being involved in the complexity of this worldly life are beaten about with the cudgels of great sorrows. And how true it is, if you observe how people are undergoing tremendous amount of indescribable pain and tension in their life. The root cause is likes and dislikes. Prompted by that, they commit most heinous actions, most terrible crimes. But every action will be paid by reaction. So, God always looks into us. He is eternal witness. Eternal witness. So He knows everything what we do. He knows how much we are sincere, how much we really want spiritual life, or simply show. Everything God knows. But He is always kind and loving. He doesn't want to push and force the beings to come to Him. He wants the people to come in a natural way. They should feel that attraction towards God and come. Then you will see how God is always helping and guiding in our spiritual path. So, if you don't turn towards God, that means if you don't take up spiritual life, then God is not angry with you. He is satisfied. Alright, this boy is happy with game, worldly game. Let him enjoy the worldly game little more. The more you delay taking spiritual path, the more you must be ready to pass through pains and sorrows in life. It is like that. And world is meant for turning the mind towards God, not throwing the mind into the world and drown yourself along with the mind. No, that's not the purpose. So, but those who are virtuous, who are very particular and conscious about what they are doing, because of their virtuous deeds, their sins are removed. Freed from the delusion of the pairs of opposites, they take to worship the Lord with firm resolve, come what may. That kind of strong determination comes to such a person. If you know Buddha's life, how he was steady, determined when he sat at the Bodhi tree, until I get the realization, I will not get up from this seat, come what may. He was prepared even to give up life. If life goes, let it go. I will not change my determination. With thus firm resolve he sat through in meditation. Of course, he was deeply concentrating, lots of temptations came up on the screen of the mind to divert his attention. But Buddha was so determined, he just didn't care then. Finally he succeeded. So that strong determination is most important in spiritual path. Very important. Jaramarana mokshaya mamashitya yatanti ye he brahma tadvidu kritsna madhyatmam karma chakilam. Lord Krishna says, those who take refuge in me to gain release from old age and death, they will come to know Brahman. They will come to know all about the individual soul and all about action as well. On the other hand, for those who are earnest in their efforts to achieve liberation from birth to death, their struggles one day will blossom into the fruit of the Supreme Consciousness. And this, on ripening, yields in abundance the juice of perfection. So, only on realizing the Paramatman, one is released from this bondage of birth and death. Birth and death is caused because of pull of the desires, samskaras. So, in almost every page of the Bhagavad Gita, he keeps on telling, creating good samskaras. Prepare the ground properly. Preparation of the mind. It is very important in spiritual path. You behave as your mind behaves. It comes to that point. Sadhibhutadi daivam mam sadhyajnanchage viduhu prayana kale pika mam te viduryukta chetasaha. Verse number 30, the last verse in the chapter 7. Those who know me as the one that underlines all the elements, that is Adhibhuta, and as the one that underlines all the gods, Adhidaiva, and as the one that sustains all the sacrifices, Adhiyajna, they have steadfast mind, know me even at the time of death. So these Adhibhuta, Adhidaiva and Adhiyajna, these terms are well explained in the chapter 8. The point is, God is there everywhere. So that point is clearly given to us by Sri Krishna. So what is needed is just we focus the mind on the divine. Everything will come by itself. So that completes the chapter 7, Yoga of Knowledge and Realization. We will continue chapter 8 next Tuesday. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Let us offer our service to Lord Krishna, the embodiment of bliss, who came to establish Dharma and punish the wicked. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.